Guys, we are here with round one, game 3 of the Covenant Summer Top 8. It took place at the Covenant store in Tulsa, Oklahoma, just a while back. This is our quarterly event. We do a top 8 every quarter, and this is the summer top 8, so this is the very end of the summer season. And you can tell that already, if you've watched the past couple games, that there are some good decks out there, and certainly some interesting games to watch. Now this one looks like House Stark versus House Greyjoy. My name's Steven, and I'm joined by the one and only Robert.
Hey guys, what's up? And yes, we have a Stark and a Greyjoy player here. We have, I believe this is Alex Kern on the left with Stark, and we have Ben Ruggles on the right with his Greyjoy deck.
You know it's Alex because he has a purple watch.
That's right. He likes purple. We actually had a conversation in the store about colors that he prefers, and purple was up there, and I was actually pleased because a lot of people shy away from purple thinking it's effeminate or girly or something like that.
It's a royal color.
No, yeah, it's a royal color. It's exactly what I said.
So it's a purple watch, which is, if you ever watch a video and you don't know who's playing, if the purple watch is there, it's definitely Alex. Then on the right, we have Ben Ruggles, who is one of the most creative players, I think, that we've seen at the Covenant store.
Also one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But he is always coming up with crazy decks. He loves the neutral faction, trying to get that to work, and has got it to work a few times. Ran some sweet Alchemist Shop Martell hijinks, which was a good time.
So we just had flop on setup. We're looking at, on the left here, a Carrion Bird, the Shadows Cat, and looks like a Kingdom of Shadows. And then on the right we have Maester Windermere, the Spar, what is that sea?
Gatehouse and a Sunset Sea.
Sunset Sea, that's what it is. Never
You're a
remember
Lannister,
that.
you should know that.
Well, I don't run them very much, because I have gold.
Oh, yes. Right off the bat, this is a much stronger setup for Ben, I think, as far as accomplishing his objectives. Actually, flopping Windermere and not having it at the gates for this is a huge deal.
Big deal. Because you know he's also running Mirror Mirror.
Absolutely. So this gives him a little bit more utility in his at-the-gate searches. He's also running, he looks like he's running the Maester's Path. I'm almost certain that he is. So having a Maester like Windermere straight off the bat that can save himself, and it looks like Spar maybe throwing in a bit of a choke element as well. So we're looking at what appears to be, there's the White Raven, yeah, so this is going to be a choke deck. What appears to be a choke Greyjoy Maester versus what I'm guessing from the flop is a Shadows Winter Stark
deck, yeah.
Yeah.
And we just had our first plots as well. Alex on the left there is running what looks to be
Fury
of the Wolf, and then on the right we have a Time for Ravens. So military challenge is going to be really important for Alex. Wants to win that and start nuking some of those Greyjoy characters which are susceptible. And then of course Ben is going to go for a Raven card, and it's going to be interesting because already Ben might be thinking, well, Alex is going to want to make it winner if he's running that Shadows Cat nonsense, because I don't like it. But does he want to go ahead and get a Raven himself, or does he want a Carrion Bird to help bolster his board? You know, what's he going to do? How quickly does he want it to be winter as opposed to just letting Alex do it for him?
Exactly. So both of these guys want winter, and it's a question of who's going to make it there first. Ben did get the White Raven with his search. So is he going to play it? I assume he is, because ultimately I think winter to a choke deck is going to be more important than it is for Alex's Shadows deck from what I've seen.
That's right. So boom, Alex just made it winter.
And just like that.
Now, that kind of leaves us with a little bit of a mystery as to what Ben actually searched for. We'll maybe have to ask him.
I think he revealed the Raven.
Did he?
I saw him reveal the White Raven.
I can't remember. And then Alex also has a card in Shadows now, so he is officially immune to entry challenges now. Looks like Ben's rolling out with a, what is that, River Blockade?
River Blockade, Dupe Maester Windermere.
Dupe on Maester Windermere. Holy
anything but
smokes.
burn and
Ice
Fisherman.
Fisherman.
Yeah, this is definitely a choke deck.
Taking a gold.
And
already.
It looks like, Alex was sitting on 2 gold, and he has a card in Shadows. Is it a 2-cost gold card? Ooh, Into the Kneeling Man.
Already.
Ouch.
Dupe on Spar.
Dupe on Spar. Ben is coming out hot here. This is
strong.
Excellent.
This is really strong.
So
not looking good.
Alex wanted to play the Raven to give Ben -1 gold for that turn, I imagine. But in doing so, he gave himself -1 gold because he had to play the Raven.
That's right. He got it right back.
He did. There's Alanis. This
Holy
is not looking
smokes.
great at all.
This is super strong first turn.
super strong first turn. Alex actually had a pretty weak first turn. He wasn't able to get anything out.
Oh, and a Burned and Pillage already in play. Woo-wee! So, goodbye to the bonus that he would have gotten from Kingdom of Shadows.
Right, so right now, Alex is looking at -3 gold every turn, and that's just something that is very hard to deal with. Now, on top of that, Ben can, if he wants to, into the Kneeling Man, the Ice Fisherman.
That's right.
And actually go for 2 gold. So he can -4 gold from now on. This is a first turn choke dream right here. This is exactly anyone out there who's looking to run a choke deck or who's scared of playing against a choke deck. This is a big deal. In fact, it's even worse than that. It's -1 for Winter, -1 for Burn and Pillage, -1 for Spar, -2 for Ice Fisherman.
And Alex just brought out the Shadows Arya Stark that can bounce back to Shadows if she dies, and I think she gets Stealth and Deadly when it's Winter.
Absolutely.
So, on the whole, we have a largely weak board. Looks like Catelyn is doing a challenge here, probably... What kind of challenge was that? Intrigue?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like. So there's the claim, 1 card. There
Asha,
goes
great
Asha
one to get out of the
Greyjoy.
hand.
Yeah,
Excellent.
And then, of course, he has to kneel his Kingdom of Shadows no matter what whenever he wins an Intrigue challenge, or when somebody wins an Intrigue challenge.
Which brings up the question, should he have attacked with Arya first?
Good question. Very good question.
I would say yes.
Yes.
Now, he's going to need to attack with Arya and trigger that Fury of the Wolf. And it looks like he's going with the Carrion Bird instead. Well, he may as well, because he's stealth. And then claim 1 for Spar there. And now Alex is going to trigger that plot. You sure that Fear of the Wolf hits Greyjoy?
Yes, it is Greyjoy and Targaryen. So there's the other save to prevent the plot from killing something, which I'm sure was going to be the Spar, and then it stands right back up with End of the Kneeling Man. Crazy,
Correct.
crazy good. So he still has a save in reserve. Really nice.
And a dupe on the board. It's just, it's pretty serious business.
Yep. So even if a Valor is going to come, which not sure if or when that'll happen, or if Alex will even want to, there's 3 saves that can occur on the Greyjoy side of things, which is super, super good.
Absolutely. Alex in a bit of a pickle because he wanted to drop that card out of Shadows to get Arya going on, but he also wanted to be immune to Intrigue challenges. This worked out great for him just now. Ben actually led with the military challenge, it looked like, so now he can be immune to Intrigue.
That's right.
Not a bad deal at all.
Because
at this point, I would be the kind of guy who would put Windy in on the Intrigue challenge.
Chain coming off, can we tell which?
I'm almost certain it's a gold link.
Okay.
Which is
Crazy good. Yeah. It's good.
Really, is the only way to look at it.
Okay, so what's left? Nothing is left to be done here.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. Pulling the chains off really adds... It adds some crazy explosiveness to the choke deck.
Did we see how many chains Ben was running on his Maester's Path?
We did not, but I presume it's very few.
Yeah, generally he runs fewer than most. I think it's usually 4. I don't think he even goes as high as 5, but I think it's around 4, which is relatively low. I think that's kind of the trend, at least in our meta in Tulsa, is to run fewer than you might otherwise want, just to ensure that you don't get stuck in a nasty stalemate game where you have chains stuck on your agenda.
Yeah, you don't want that. Win. But it's really just a matter of what options do you need in the deck. You know, a Greyjoy Choke deck doesn't need the same tools that a Martell Maester's deck needs. For the Greyjoy Choke, Gold Link is super important. Apprentice Collar is always important to prevent a Nightmare's drop. Other than that, you know, there's some controlling elements. You probably want the Tin Link. You probably want the Valyrian Steel. We'll see what Ben does and what chains he goes after.
That's right. So about to reveal our next plots.
We have Winds of Winter on the choke side.
Breaking and Enter? No, is that Fear of Winter? Yeah, it looks like Fear of Winter.
It looks like Fear.
Yeah. I'm going to say that's Fear of Winter. So 1 card.
I don't think Alex would have dropped Fear of Winter here.
It totally looks like Fear of Winter. There's that like whitish blob there that's on the Fear of Winter art. That's the only way I can recognize it right now.
It's true. It's true. I can't argue with it.
So,
maybe he's wanting...
How much gold did he get? That won't help us.
Could also have been take them by surprise.
True.
All right, so -1/+1 cancels.
-1 for Winter. So he should only have 1 gold.
Depends on who it is. First of all, initiative. All right, so it looks like he's got 2, at least, maybe 3 gold over there. Oh, what is that card?
Maybe there's some crazy math going on. I'm not really sure what plot this is anymore because the gold is making me uncertain, but the art totally looks like Fear of Winter.
He should be at -2.
That's right.
Which means he should have 0 gold if it's Fear of Winter.
Well, he has -2 +1.
No, it's -3/+1.
Is it -3? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Never mind.
we got Spar and Winter
Spar, I
going
forgot
on.
about the Spar. Yep.
So, yeah, it can't be Fear of Winter. We don't know what it is, and I don't know. Alex runs, sometimes some interesting plots. So I will just have to wait and see.
Either way, Ben is running, what is that? Winds of Winter.
Winds of Winter, great card.
That's going to give Alex's cards -1 strength, and he has
See
2
ya,
claim.
Carrion Bird.
2 claim. It's crazy. Yeah, so that Carrion Burn is worth it.
Hey,
the
that's
Marauders.
what you wanted to see.
The Marauders. Wintertime Marauders, probably the most powerful Greyjoy card.
Best card in Greyjoy.
It is crazy. If you don't know what it does, when it is winter and Wintertime Marauders wins the challenge it participated in, it can discard a non-unique card
Absolutely.
from play, which is crazy.
Absolutely.
It is crazy.
And this is where thinking about, yeah, there you go. Arya just has to come back out. This is where you got to think about what exactly it is that, burned and pillaged in a Greyjoy choke deck. With Wintertime Marauders, he could just chuck that Kingdom of Shadows, and basically the same effect. Burn and Pillage is great for that first to second turn, and then it kind of seems to wane in effectiveness. It also is a limited card, so it affects your ability to use your economy as well as you could as well. There's a lot to be said debating the merits of Burn and Pillage back and forth. Some players have dropped it, some players haven't. And this is kind of one of the reasons is sometimes you just want to nuke the non-unique cards rather than attaching your Burn and Pillage.
That's right.
But not a bad play.
Not a bad play at all. And worth noting that so far they both only played 1 card, so maybe it is...
There's no way.
Well, Alex actually has not played a card. He has, or did he do?
He just dropped Arya out of Shadows.
Okay, yeah. So Alex has not played a card. Ben has. Maybe that will enlighten us as to what plot Alex is actually running or not. So here we go. Military challenge.
0 strength.
But he can't do that. So mistake number 1 has occurred. He's like, oh yeah, it was caught.
He's like, it's 0.
He caught it.
Yeah,
he
0.
couldn't even initiate that challenge. I don't believe.
And then Alex is like, right, that's right. I can't quite. Yeah.
I can't initiate.
Can't
so
All
there
right.
you go. Man, good thing they cut that.
Good thing indeed. Good thing indeed.
That's right. So Alex is probably feeling like he's in a vice here. He can still throw in Arya Stark with the Carrion Bird to get 2 stealths anyway. Carrion Bird won't be lending any strength, but he can lend keywords. Maybe he's thinking that's a good idea. He certainly doesn't want to do anything with Catelyn because then she's knelt, and that just won't be good. So we'll see what we have going on here. So looks like he might have passed challenges.
Over,
yeah.
Which, this is the kind of situation where you can't win on defense. You can try to win on offense. Arya at least has Deadly at this point. And, Windemere's going to block and do all those shenanigans. Or Windemere's going to save and do all those shenanigans.
What's the point?
So, at the very least right now, you maybe go for a power challenge, stealth Wintertime Marauders, and at least force Alanis kneel. Maybe that gets another chain. It's like he's in a really, really tough position.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from this kind of thing. He's got a weak board comparatively and 2 claim coming his way on 3 different challenge types. It's just going to be really, really hard.
Indeed. And I don't think there's much in his discard pile. So he drops Endless Endurance to make the challenge happen, but it is paper shielded.
Oh, man, he thought he had a chance, but he didn't. And it looks like that challenge is going to go right through, and he's going to, I'm assuming, lose 2 cards. Oh, there's another one. Can't stop it twice. Unless... No.
No. No. No. No.
It's like, okay, fine.
All right, fine. Keep your cards.
And that's a good idea to do, guys. If you're going to lose that challenge anyway, go ahead and spend those cards that might help you win it. That way they don't get discarded and then are utterly useless anyway.
Right.
So just turn and burn them, and hopefully it works out for the best.
There's the old Wintertime Marauders. Going to be chucking probably the Carrion Bird, I imagine.
Yep, but claim comes first. So if Alex is smart here, he's going to use Carrion Bird for claim, and then there's nothing left to chuck, because I don't think Ben is going to chuck Kingdom of Shadows with that -1 initiative still in play there.
All right.
So
I
what
don't
just
know.
happened
I don't
here?
know if he triggered. Wait, maybe it's loyalty. No, I don't know. I have no idea what that plot is that Alex is running.
That might make sense.
He had 2 gold, right? So he got -2.
So there was still 1 claim that needed to happen, but it looked like the response happened first rather than claim.
There we go.
There's
okay,
the 2 claim.
Ben's,
Okay,
yeah.
boom. So it's not loyalty. But either way, claim before those responses.
Absolutely. So then we get another link. Ooh, it's a 2 cost, maybe a 10 link. Maybe that one's the gold link.
That's right. So dominance for Ben. Everything is going to stand. And let's see what the plots are. And at this point, I would say forego whatever you think you might have going on with Shadow's Cat. You need a Valor. There's still a lot of saves on the Greyjoy side of things.
You need a Valor, but it ain't going to do anything.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything. You're in desperation mode right now. You're not getting economy. You're not controlling the board in any way. And presumably, if Ben is on his money, he's just going to keep playing 2 plain plots. Oh, no, it is Muster the Realm for Ben. And it is City of Lies for Alex here, which is an interesting choice. I would not have expected that.
Interesting indeed. So that first link that's on Windermere, definitely not the gold link. But the second one, I'm almost certain is.
Okay.
Just based on the costs of the cards. The 2 cost makes the gold link way more reasonable. That is the cost of the gold link. The 1 cost could be any number of things. I can't quite make it out.
Is it like 10 link, or it looks like a short type of link, short named link?
I haven't seen it do anything, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So we're not quite sure yet.
Okay, so why did Alex play this plot? I don't think he is dropping any cards into Shadows yet anyway, but it has high initiative. Maybe that was his MO on that. They're now figuring out how much gold exactly Alex is going to get. And yeah, no cards so far coming out of his hand and into Shadows, which begs the question, what else did he have in his plot deck to play here?
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption.
All right, yeah, so nothing. He's obviously marshaling now. I missed the draw if that happened, but he's dropping a new Kingdom of Shadows, and that's going to help his curve a little bit into the future, but not by much. So we'll see what Ben is going to do in response. If he's lucky, he's got a Burned and Pillage waiting for that new Kingdom of Shadows, which would be infuriating.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the Valor here really is, you have to. It's your only option. Windermere's going to save himself.
Oh, there it is. Burned and
There's-
Pillage. Right out the
That's
box.
crazy.
Right out the box.
Alex is probably saying that's garbage.
Yes, that is Alex's word of choice. If you ever hear us use it on the podcast, it is an homage to him.
Is that Iron Fleet Raiders?
It
Ben
may
Ruggles
be,
running Iron Fleet Raiders. What are you doing? What a crazy man.
Maybe.
What a crazy man.
Tell us what Iron Fleet Raiders does.
Iron Fleet Raider is a 5 strength military power icon. Only costs you 2. It is a raider. But your opponent can use the trigger on this card any number of times they want. Discard a card from your deck to give it -2 strength.
It's a great card, I've always thought. What's your opinion?
It's horrible.
Really?
No, everyone's going to chuck the top 3. Why would no one not chuck the top 3?
I don't know. Maybe they're optimistic in their draws.
It's just like, if you built a good deck, every card in your deck is at equal value to every other card if it's a face down and you don't know what it is. So
That's right.
Why does it matter if you're chucking cards? Like, if there's Corpse Lake and crazy discard effects on the board, certainly. If you're on a fortified position and other blanking effects so that he's just 5 strength for 2, certainly.
First challenge, we have Cat flying in here. Not sure what kind of challenge it is yet.
Got to be an intrigue. It's got to be a power. He better be doing a
Okay,
power.
he just checked his discard pile.
Looking for an Atlantis cancel
Okay.
check there for sure.
All right, so looks like power. He's fidgeting with 2 cards with power icons. Yep, it's a power challenge.
Block him with 4.
Blocked it. Nothing's happening here.
And Wintertime Marauders can trigger, but probably won't.
Yes, because why mess with a good thing?
That's right. Why mess with a good thing? 2 Burned and Pillage down
Here
there.
comes another chain off. That Valerian Steel looks like a long one.
Looks like a Valerian Steel.
Yeah.
I see a V, I think.
Yeah. So that's a card drawing link. Very powerful. Here comes the Spar for a challenge that we just have no idea. It's got to be military.
Assuming military.
Yeah.
Assuming, although, I don't know. I think
There
I'd be
goes
with
Cat.
intrigue.
She's dead, so Intrigue is now an option with Alanis coming in, presumably to do that. Nope.
Power first.
Power
On
first.
Iron Fleet Raiders by themselves.
Interesting.
What are you doing, Ben?
Interesting.
What are you
He's
doing?
just assuming that he has Alex on psychological lockdown. Alex has surrendered mentally, and Ben can just do whatever he wants at this point. Maybe that's
Why?
what's going through his head.
Why?
Got him. Got him.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. So, here comes Windermere for that intrigue challenge. And guess what? He can stand right back up.
He can, but will he?
He did.
No.
Well, maybe. He just went straight into standing.
Yeah, so there's even not as much abuse going on as could be. I think.
Yes. It's very tame. Very tame. So, what are the next plots? Now, without question, you Valor.
No, this is the walk away from the game plot.
Oh.
Yeah, there's...
What's the best walk away from the game plot?
City Besieged, it looks like, on that end, and Take Them by Surprise on Ben Ruggles' end.
Okay, so there goes End of the Kneeling Man.
And he chucks one of his own Kingdom of Shadows, right? Doesn't
Pretty
matter
much a
at this
wash.
point.
Yep. But Ben's going first. He's got a lot of gold coming in. And this is probably going to be game.
Yeah, the best walk away from the game plot, and that's a really good question.
I don't know, drunken allegations?
Yeah, probably. Probably a good one. That's what's going to happen after this game.
That's
sure.
right. I just need to go hit that bar. See ya. So, Ben's got his gold. What is he doing?
Aaron's Chambers.
Aaron's Chambers. Attachment or location. It looks like he's trying to make it look like an attachment.
He's attaching it to his playmat.
Yeah, that's right.
Another river blockade, which is worthless to him unless he drops Enable Escort.
Need that escort. And
that's
he's holding on to the rest. He's just got a mountain of gold here. Just
I don't know.
rubbing it
Maybe
in
that
somebody's
wasn't
face.
Valyrian still, and if it isn't, then why isn't it?
I don't know.
Is a good question.
What else has a long name like that? Because that's really what I'm triggering off of.
I don't know.
Is the length of the name on the card. So we've got another card into Shadows for Alex here. And is that it? He has no gold left. Worth noting. None.
Yeah.
So here comes the Spar. Yar, the Spar.
Yeah, at this point, as Ben, I would be overcommitting to these challenges, but...
Okay, so Alanis coming in. I'm not sure why he's doing challenges with Alanis.
Well, I don't know if his discard pile is Alanisable yet. I think he just has the 2 Endless Endurances in there.
Okay.
As far as I can tell.
Okay.
Oh, no, just got the Kingdom of Shadows in there.
Kingdom of Shadows. Totes.
So, yeah.
So, another link.
Hold back Alanis,
Can't
Ben.
tell. Doesn't matter. Probably not.
not at all. It looks like a 10 link to me.
Poor Alex here. Sucks. It really does suck being on the beat end of a game like this. Just
of a
because
choke game.
There's nothing you can do, and you just kind of have to sit through it. And hopefully you're cracking some good jokes. You're just enjoying the ride, because that's all that you can do.
You don't even have like the potential to spend your gold to even make yourself look like you might win. It's just a negative play experience.
Yeah, which is something I've said. We had like one of those Seinfeldian arguments at the store one time about which was a more negative play experience, a choke deck or a PJ.
Alex now drops Valor?
Valor.
You had it the whole time?
The whole time. Okay, and then Ben is dropping, what is that? That's Retaliation. So here come the saves, but back to the PBJ or choke, worst negative play experience point.
Wait, did he discard a chain?
I don't know.
No, he discarded the
It's
dupe.
a dupe.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
So what's worse? Probably the choke, because you really can't do anything. But with PBJ, you at least get to play hopefully 2 cards.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
look at this board, Alex. Why didn't you had to Valor earlier?
Board is leveled to some extent, but the Spar in play
hasn't really changed anything.
Is still awful. Here come more saves. So 2 claim plot for old Ben here, and then a 0 claim pot for Alex. This is not going to help
Alex
anybody.
Isn't playing anything.
That's right. He has no gold, without question. And what's coming up?
That's Boatswain for sure.
Roll. Ooh, Murmur.
Mirror. Discard Sunset Sea to play
Wex Pike and a refugee.
So Ben was holding. He was waiting for the Valor.
That's right. He knew it was coming. So smart move on his part, and now he has undisputed board position because he has nothing to worry about.
And Alex.
It is game.
Done. All right, guys. So that's the game. You have a pretty classic Winter Choke versus Stark Shadows. That was just a bad setup, bad start for Alex, and you can see how in Game of Thrones this often is a big deal. The way you get your deck set up. So play for those setups. Resources and economy are a big deal, and be ready for choke because it always is going to be in the environment.
That's right. And you can't be heavily reliant on your reducers just to do all that kind of stuff, because there are some things that you need gold to pay for, like Shadows effects. So that was probably hurting Alex more than anything at that point.
Very bad matchup for him.
Yeah, so not looking good, so keep all those things in mind when you're deck building.
All right, and if you want to hear more from us, tune into the 2 Guys, 1 Throne podcast. You can find that on iTunes or on teamcovenant.com. And we'll keep throwing games out and hoping to increase the visibility of all these decks and of the Game of Thrones community in general. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.